What's your name, sis? Huh? Angel? That's a good name. What's your name? Maya, what's your name? Mandy. Mandy, Maya, and Angel, right? So you asked a question about the images, right? What the brother is going over is the imagery that we once had, and took away our dignity as a nation. You understand what I'm saying? That's why a lot of our sisters dress how they want to dress. Why? Because the white man let them, right? Instead of the instruction being from like our household, our heritage, right? So here we go. Give me this real quick. What we're going to show you, I heard some, who was it amongst them that says, they mentioned something about life. They want to live forever. Who was it? Was it the brother that left? Okay, so you all want to live, right? But there's a certain way that we have to live according to life, right? Give me Sirach chapter 17, verse 11. That's what we're doing. The purpose of us being out here is to inform our people what God wants of them. Because a lot of us think that since we just living, that we can live exactly however we want to. God gave you life, do whatever you want. But no, the things that we choose to do, aka sin as a people, a lot of times it has consequences, like death. And we're trying to make sure that we bring forth life to our people, life to you young daughters. You understand what I'm saying? So read this real quick. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17, and verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge.
God gave us knowledge, but not your own knowledge, what you think is right. God gave us his knowledge.
Right.
God created us. A divine black man created us. Your God that looked just like you created you all. But he also gave you instructions on how to live your life. You understand that, sis? Read on, come on.
Besides this, he gave them knowledge in the law of life for inheritance.
So God gave us this Bible as an heritage. You understand that, bro? So now, let me get that real quick. Hosea chapter 3, verse 4. What I'm going to show you in the Bible, why do we have to have these images? I'm going to show you why. You see this right here? Who do... You can find this online. Yeah, you can find that online. But what I want to tell you is that this image, you can see it already, it mimics you. It's you, and not just this. Christ's mother Mary looked like you. Rebecca, a black woman, looked like you. Eve, the first black woman, looked like you. That information is our heritage. And along with our heritage is the ways on how we need to act as a people. You understand what I'm saying? Because not just knowing that we was kings and some of you sisters were princesses and that we're royalty, when you read in the scriptures, it goes back down to knowing what God requires of you. So read this verse real quick. Come on.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide.
We are the children of Israel. We're not blacks.
Right.
We're not Hispanics. We're not African Americans. That's the name that the white man gave us in slavery. What's your last names? You get the last names from your slave master.
Right.
But what was the names we had when we was in Africa? We were called what? Read.
For the children of Israel.
We were called, our God-given name is being called Israel.
That's right.
God gave us the name of being called Israel. Read.
Shall abide many days without a king.
So we abided many days without leadership. You understand? Read.
And without a prince.
And without a prince, a leader, right? Our princes today, they on the street corner, selling drugs, killing each other. And that's what we're trying to stop. A lot of our men think that the ways that they're doing right in America is what God wants of them, but it's not. We've learned the ways of our oppressor. You have kids? Is the father in the situation? That right there is a testament in itself, sis. That the men nowadays, they're not leaders. Why? Because of the society that we live in. You get what I'm saying? Without a prince, come on.
Without a prince and without a sacrifice.
Without a prince of sacrifice, meaning what? We don't know God's laws. Read, come on.
And without an image.
And we don't know that the image of this Bible or God looks just like after us. So we had images. We had memorabilia, right? You have a photo album at home? You got an iPhone or an Android? It don't really matter. You got pictures in your phone, right? And you might have been going to like family events, reunions and all that kind of stuff. You might have took a picture of your mom and everything like this, right? Or your daddy, etc., right? Well, when you look into the Bible, it shows forth imagery of how God's people really look. That's why we have these images. So we can remember as a people that we are not Americans, that we're not Jamaicans, that we are not what the white man called us, but you're actually the Israelites. Give me required of you. Required of you. We're the Jews. And sometimes it starts with knowing who you are. You got to know, I'm not talking to a black woman, a proud, independent black woman. I'm talking to a daughter of Sarah.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
You come from a woman. You come from a man. Your ancient ancestors. And they're written in this Bible.
That's right.
Not the doctrine that the white man told us that we was African Americans, right. But you all right here, if you think that you're a black person, God never called you black. Right. The white man called you a Negro. Right. God said you are his chosen, the children of Israel. But we got to act a certain way. So now, sis, I'm going to ask you one question. What's your nationality? Israel. Very good. Very good. You got to say it loud and proud. You understand? That's your God-given name. Now read that. Come on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Listen up, Israel.
And now, Israel,
you, us, right? Man and woman, right? Child as well, right? The whole nation. Read.
What doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Does God require of us to sell drugs and kill each other and make baby mamas and baby daddies to go to the club? No. That's something we picked up along the way in the land of our captivity. We used to go to the club in slavery. They called it juke houses, right? Where they go out, that's something that the slave master let us do to have fun because of the labor we had to get right back on the plantation, right? We still do a lot of the things we used to do back in ancient slavery times today. It's just refabricated, right? We did drugs back then. We still do them today, right? A lot of us, a lot of the men and the women, the men love to sleep from woman to woman to woman. We learned that from slavery. Hold this real quick. Give me that in Joel real quick. What I'm showing you is that everything that's written in this Bible details exactly how we would be in the last days. Them two young daughters was just right here, and now they're over there talking to young men. You know, in our communities, I wouldn't allow that to happen. Because you know what can happen after that? You know what can happen under that right there? Somebody could be having sex when they ain't supposed to. Somebody could be saying it just don't look right sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't know what they're doing, but in a community of brothers and sisters that actually believe in God, we take care of our community and set up them guardrails. You understand? But I mentioned about the sleeping from woman to woman to woman, man to man. We learned that in slavery. And this is the part of that. Read.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 3.
Somebody hold this sign up real quick.
And they have cast lots for my people.
So the cast lots meaning they did auctions, right? An auction block. Here we go right here. I'm going to show you. What we went through as a people was actually recorded thousands of years ago in the Bible. And that's the imagery that we're trying to show you is that this Bible only happened to black people. Read that. Come on. What did it say?
And they have cast lots for my people.
You see this? Come closer real quick if you can. And since you come closer too. Yeah, you can come up. Yeah. You see this right here? What is this called? What is this called right here? It's an auction block. So now what I want you to connect and say is God said it was going to happen to us as a nation when we broke his commandments. Read it again.
Sir. And they have cast lots for my people.
To cast lots for God's people that he only care about means auction blocks. Because we didn't sell white people sold us. Right. And when we were sold as slaves, we was taught the white man's doctrine. Right. We was taught the white man's baptism. Right. Yeah, the white man's to be a Seventh-day Adventist, to be a Christian, in Christianity, to be a Catholic, right? If the white man celebrated Christmas, the slaves did too. But Christmas is not even in the Bible. Easter is not even in the Bible. Thanksgiving ain't in the Bible. Because we learn ways after the devil on earth, Satan, the white nation, the Caucasian nation. We are not all one people. We're different. If we was all one people, why ain't there really equal rights? Why ain't we all treated the same? It's an illusion, right? So they want you to not remember this and think of them like they're gods. You understand that? So they painted their faces as if they were God. That's why it's important to know your imagery, because the image that we have today out of the Bible and of God has been taught to us by the slave master, and it's a lie. You understand? So read that. Come on.
Sir. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot.
So this brother right here, this is his family. This is a father, a wife, a husband, a wife, and a child. And all of them are going 3 different ways or so together. They might go to one master, but the buck, read that part again, the point.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
What do they call us in slavery? Come here, boy. They said they give a boy for a harlot. They give a boy for a harlot. What is a harlot? A breeder. That happened in slavery. You understand that? Now the Bible is recording the consequence of when us as a nation sin before God. Right. What we got to ask ourselves is, how do you break that curse? Because it's still happening today. I asked you, since I said, is the father in the picture? You said no. Because they still have that same slave mentality to breed and not take care. You understand that? And that's what we're supposed to be doing it together. But that's hard for a brother nowadays, because he always out on the street. And that's not to no discredit or nothing like that for our men. Because a lot of times society is against us, right? But that ain't no excuse. That's why we got to come together, right? Anyway, we don't, and what?
And have given a boy for an harlot.
So that's why a lot of times these brothers do nothing but have sex around our communities and make baby mamas. Some of us married, which is good. Some of us want to have relationships. It ain't always our fault, right? But from society, it's normal to have a child at the age of 16 and the young brother not be there. You understand? Read.
And sold a girl for wine.
So outside of how we may look, because we're coming out here in purple and gold, we really for our people.
Right.
We really actually out here to inform you that you're better than what the white man called you to be.
Right.
The white man said that you was a Negro.
Right.
The white man said you're nothing but a slave.
Right.
And God said, your black creator said that you are his chosen.
That's right.
And only you. Read, come on, and a girl.
And sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
What do white folks do with wine and a woman? What do white folks do with wine and a woman in their chambers in slavery? What do? They rape them. They call them bed wenches. You understand that? So that mentality of a sister to open her legs for every man and have babies was taught to us from slavery. Because our culture, the culture of life, is to not commit adultery. To marry. There's literally laws. Give me that. Exodus 22 verse 16. There's laws that God gave us. If a man is interested in you and he lay with you, he has to marry you. You understand that? That's what God commanded. But a lot of our men don't understand their importance or their love towards God, to know that it's not, it creates whoredom when we sleep from woman to woman to woman. And that's what we're trying to stop. Because look, when a man and a woman sleep with everybody, what happens after that? Besides the babies. It's a broken family, but let's talk about, here we go, I'm going to help you, with health. When we sleep from man to man, a woman to woman to woman. You're right. Spirits do carry, but I'm talking about with health. Not your spiritual health, but with your bodily health. If a man is sleeping with you, and he sleep with this sister, that sister, that sister, and he come back and sleep with you, he put his rod inside of you. How does that affect your health? She said STDs. What else come from a lot of sex from other people, except for those two partners together? What happened? STDs, gonorrhea, the burner, crabs, AIDS, HIV. That comes from whoremongering. And what did God say? Our laws will teach us how to act in our community. God said, thou shalt not commit adultery. We ain't supposed to be making whores of the daughters of Sarah. A lot of our people don't know that God don't want us to live the way we live in. And this ain't no old Bible, we all perfect situation. We don't even know the information how God intended our lives to be. You understand that, brother? You understand that? God wants us to be a lot better than how we think we okay in America today, brother. You much greater than what the white man called you to be. If you look on this sign right here, the black man ain't a Negro. God said that you're an Israelite. And we don't know that information. God gave you a righteous name.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word